Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Litter Media Live. This is for Thursday, December the 21st, 2023. Mike Smith and Aaron Glandon with you. A little earlier start today. Aaron has something he has to take care of his domicile. So we're going to get him out of here a little bit earlier today.
I don't know when the last time I heard the word domicile was.
Yeah, ask your parents what that means.
Oh, I know what it means. I just don't hear that.
Yes, sir. The domicile. That's where you live.
The old homestead.
Yes, sir. Well, the weather looks decent for today, and it seems to be that it will improve, except with maybe one day of rain. Mostly cloudy through Friday. Highs of 50 today and on Friday. The question mark is on Saturday. Looks like there's a chance of rain on Saturday with temperatures remaining around 50. But then on Christmas Eve day, Sunday, look for clouds and 57, as well as on Christmas Day, 57. I'll take it. I like that mild weather. A lot of folks are saying, bah, humbug, give me snow.
I like a white Christmas.
How much white? How many inches?
I want to be
white?
able to have a snowball fight.
Okay. You need 3 or 4 probably to be on the safe side. Because it's got to be, a good snowball has to have a little moisture to it, wet snow. If it's dry snow, it won't stay together.
It'll just evaporate.
You ever get hit in the eye when you're doing your snowball fights?
No. Have you?
Yes. It's not fun.
Was there ice in it?
Even if there's not any rocks or anything like that in it, it can sting. Yeah. So, again, a good snowball's got to be compacted. So that's not a lot of fun. Did you ever do much sleighing or sledding, as they called it?
I like to sled. We never had any real good hills, but now I live up by OUC, so there's that big hill.
Where I grew up, outside of Latterville, we lived on a farm, and in the back, in the field, there was a nice little hill that went down into a stream. Now, it wasn't a wide stream. It might have been 3 feet wide. But if you got going down too fast and couldn't get stopped in time, I mean, you nosedive right into that thing. So I did that on a number of occasions. So if you're out and about for this Christmas here in central southern Ohio, you're not going to have any white Christmas. I'm sorry to break that to you, but you may have to hold your snowball fights and your sled rides off until maybe January or February.
Did you ever ski?
Never did.
Skiing, I like skiing a lot. It's a lot of fun.
I did well to ice skate. I thought skiing, that would be a broken leg just waiting to happen.
Well, I broke my collarbone skiing the first time I ever went.
Yeah.
I broke my ankle ice skating.
Really?
My sophomore year of high school. I haven't been ice skating since, but I have skied.
Yeah. I didn't have hockey skates because they don't go up as high. And if you need that ankle support, the figure skates. We used to play ice hockey on the pond, and a neighbor of ours, Barry Likens, because figure skates have those little teeth on the point.
Right.
He'd just take off running on those points, and it's like, how does he do that? But yeah, there's an art to everything, I guess. That's your weather. No snow is the bottom line. When we come back, we'll take a look at our news topics for today. Some news out of the Ross County Courthouse. We'll tell you all about that coming up next on Litter Media Live. Scioto Valley Dumpsters. Hey, it's not too late. With this mild weather, you can do some cleanup that you thought, I got to have that done by now. Want to get rid of some old Christmas trees, live Christmas trees? Get you a dumpster from Scioto Valley Dumpster. Give them a call for a quote, 253-8389. News coming up.
It's the details that make the difference between good enough and simply the best. At Skag Power Equipment, the difference is in designing lawnmowers with your convenience and comfort in mind. At Skag, we believe that quality and substance matter, and that you'll appreciate the attention to detail and craftsmanship we put into every single product. Thick steel and heavy-duty components provide you with unmatched reliability and performance. Skag, simply the best.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just
It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
Mike Smith and Aaron Glandon back with you. Before we get into headlines, you said you have not heard the word domicile in a while?
Correct.
Or ever?
I've heard it. It's just been a while. It's not in everybody's vernacular.
Have you ever seen the movie Hoosiers?
Uh-uh.
Gosh, don't get me started. Well, there's a scene where Gene Hackman's character is looking for Dennis Hopper's character back in the woods. And Shooter, that's Dennis Hopper, when he welcomes Gene Hackman into his very rundown cabin, he said, "Welcome to my domicile."
Have you seen Breaking Bad?
I have. Well, that's a TV show.
Right. But the scene where Hank is trying to enter the RV and Jesse says, "This is my own private domicile and I will not be harassed."
Yeah.
I think that's probably the last time I heard
you heard it? Yeah. You just need to hang around more old people.
Well, Jesse's a little older than me in the show. I think he's 25.
Well, he hung around some old people
I guess.
to find that out. Yeah. Here's the headlines for today. Big Brothers Big Sisters of South Central Ohio has released their 2023 review of outreach to the region's youth. 503 total youth in 2023 received services through their community-based, school-based, and ready-to-be-matched programs. Now, there's a lot more information in that review, and you can find it all in our website story at littermedia.com. Cheryl's House of Hope here in Chillicothe will be giving out Christmas donations to the homeless. That's this Saturday from 10 a.m. until noon. This event will take place at their 144 South Mulberry Street address in Chillicothe. Cheryl, again, thanks for all you do in our community. Sing and Stomp. This seems like something Aaron would get into. It returns with Ms. Ashley at Pioneer Center at 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. every Tuesday starting January the 6th.
See, you're always saying that, but when I come into the office every day, you're the one singing.
But I'm not dancing.
Well,
I'm just doing the singing, but not the stomping.
You could
part.
stomp your feet along with the song you're singing.
Yeah. What was that group that did the banging on the trash cans? I mean, they traveled all. I think they even performed at Carnegie Hall. What was that?
Was it the Blue Man Group? Is that what you're talking about? Were they blue?
No, wasn't that.
Then I got nothing for you.
Somebody out there. It had something to do with, maybe it was just called Stomp. But they traveled all over the United States, but I'm pretty sure they even performed at Carnegie Hall, and I had never heard of it. But it's beating on trash cans, and it's really
Oscar
pretty
the
good.
Grouch.
It's really a lot better than what you would think, or the way I'm describing it to be. Also in news today, Ross County Auditor Jeff Lehner has invited Ross County homeowners age 65 or older, not there yet, and those under age 65 who are permanently disabled to see if they qualify for Ohio's homestead property tax exemption. Now, the deadline to apply for this is at the end of this month, December the 31st, for the tax year 2023. One of our viewers who saw our link on Facebook said, "I thought that no longer existed." Well, yes, it does if you qualify. And there's a link in our website story at littermedia.com where you can get more information on that. Sports is coming up. High school scores, our Litter Media Game of the Week for the radio tomorrow night. We'll talk about that. Also, our pregame show is at noon today. And some really big news for Bloom Carroll football seniors. All that coming up here on Litter Media Live. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. They not only are working on the individual homes, but they are also a great contractor for businesses. In fact, a local business here in town, which is building a new facility, I just saw this morning driving through, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is doing some of that contract work. They can do it all, folks. Give them a call. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
At Rathkamp Financial, we provide wealth management services that may ease clients' fears of financial loss and help them retire comfortably. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Taking a look at sports, high school basketball, which you can find all of these scores on our littermedia.com score page. This is the banner headline, what it looks like inside that score page. Some of the girls basketball games last night in the SOC, South Webster beat Greene 55-18 in the go back to that. I don't want them looking at me. MVL, that's Sheridan and New Lexington. They were winners last night. In non-conference girls action, Hillsboro beat Paint Valley 60-15. McLean over Piketon. Miami Trace beat East Clinton. Wilmington beat Washington Courthouse. Rock Hill over Sims Valley. White Oak over Claremont Northeastern. One boys basketball game last night, which is kind of unusual for a Wednesday. This was a non-conference game. Fairfield Union beat Licking Valley by a score of 68-46. Our Litter Media Radio Game of the Week tomorrow is back to Mid-State League boys action. We're back at Tays Valley for the second time in, I think, the last 3 weeks. Circleville at Tays Valley. The Vikings are undefeated in the conference. Circleville is 1-2 in the conference after they had a 3-0 start on the season. We'll talk more about that coming up on our noon preview show today. Yesterday was a historic day for Bloom Carroll High School football. In their 65-year history, they had only had a combined 4 players ever to sign at the Division I FBS level. Well, this year, they almost doubled that in 1 year. Moving left to right, Dylan Armentrout has signed with Army. That's West Point. Jaden Ball, big 305-pound lineman in the middle, he's going to Purdue. And skilled back Broden Bishop on the far right is going to be a golden flash of Kent State. Well done, guys. Congratulations for making some Bulldog history up there. Pro basketball last night, the Cleveland Cavaliers getting a win over the, I think it's still the Jazz, Utah. Yeah, I just don't think it fits.
No, when you think of all the mascots in the world, Jazz just doesn't. It's a little goofy.
Well, you know why they were the Jazz to begin with.
I don't know why they were the Jazz.
Because they were located in New Orleans.
Oh.
So when they moved
Utah now.
When they moved to Utah, they should have renamed it
the Utah Bluegrass.
Or the Utah Mountains, or the Utah Goats, or Antelope, or something. Jazz just doesn't seem to catch it because they're not New Orleans.
Right.
And let's see, I was trying to think if there was some more baseball news. I don't think there's been any more big $700 million signings that I'm aware of. I keep looking to see if the Reds have signed anyone new in the last week, and I haven't come across anything substantial just yet. But I'm not even sure when the winter meetings are coming up. That might have already been held in December. They always do it in Florida or some Arizona, some warm weather state. But I think the Reds might be making another 1 or 2 moves before we get to spring training. But keep your eyes tuned for that right here on Litter Media Live.
And your ears.
and your ears for the radio version. That's right. We'll wrap up with this date in history coming up, going back to 1945, after World War II, in Europe at least. Kind of a tragic, well, I guess it was over in the Pacific at this time of the year as well. Kind of a tragic end to a famous general. All that's coming up next on Litter Media Live.
You haven't had vodka soda like this. No one has. Made with the world's smoothest vodka plus real juice. New White Claw Vodka Soda.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
And coming up in about an hour from now during our noon pregame show, we will be announcing this week's Athlete of the Week. We'll let it out also a little bit earlier than that on our social media, but you'll hear more details of it on the pregame show coming up at noon today, right back here at Litter Media Live. It was on this date in 1945 that General George S. Patton, commander of the U.S. Third Army, dies from injuries suffered not in battle, but in a freak car crash. He was 60 years old. After the war, while stationed in Germany, he criticized the process of denazification, which is the removal of former Nazi party members from positions of political, administrative, and governmental power. His impolite press statements questioning the policy caused by General Eisenhower to remove him as a U.S. commander in Bavaria. He was transferred to the 15th Army Group, but in December of 1945, he suffered a broken neck in a car crash and died less than 2 weeks later. Now, in the original movie Patton, this is not shown, but there is some foreshadowing right at the end of the movie where he almost gets run over by an ox cart, and he and General Bradley are kind of saying, wow, wouldn't that be something, all the things I've been through in the war and get killed by an ox cart. Well, it wasn't quite that, but I think they were going out deer hunting, and they were coming up on an intersection, and another vehicle ran the stop sign and crashed in. He was riding in the back seat, and that's back when vehicles had what we called bench seats, no seat belts, and he slid off the back and broke his neck, and then died a couple of weeks later. There was it was a made-for-TV Patton movie starring George C. Scott in this role where he's in this accident and then dies. I think Eve Marie Saint played his wife. She was staying in the United States during all of World War II, but came over to Europe when he was in this crash and spent the last 2 weeks with him. So tragic end to I guess you would call it in literature, tragic character.
I suppose so.
Yeah, the heroic character.
Yeah.
But this is one of the movies that Aaron has not watched yet, so.
I'll get around to it.
You better. You better. Anything you got for us before we close today? We're going to do the movie review on the show tomorrow. I don't think I mentioned this on the show, but the movie that's coming out on Christmas Day, The Boys in the Boat.
My mom texted me about that.
The way it's advertised, it made me think that it's only in theaters on Christmas Day. But I think what they mean is it's not being streamed anywhere yet.
Right. Okay.
It's just being shown exclusively in the theaters on December 25th. Have you ever gone to a movie on Christmas Day?
I don't think I have. No, I don't think so.
I guess this has been something that's been done for a while. Our family's not going to be able to do it this year because we've got another playing. We're going over to see Laura's brother. But we started doing this, I think, when Laura was in the hospital over Christmas. I don't know, that was 15 years ago. And Sarah and I we didn't have anything else to do, so we went to see Valkyrie, starring Tom Cruise. That was based on a true story out of World War II. And then, because there's no restaurants open, you go eat Chinese.
Right.
And I think we did this again a couple of years ago when we went to see American Underdog, the story about Kurt Warner.
Oh, yeah.
And our buddy, Dan and Mike buddy, Dan DeGarmo, he and his family were in the Chinese restaurant. I think they had done the same thing. They'd just been to the movie. So after you get your gifts open, the family out the door, that's kind of a fun thing to do. Let's go to a movie on Christmas and then eat Chinese.
All right. Maybe new tradition.
I think it comes from the Christmas Story when they burnt the turkey.
What if I told you I've never seen the Christmas Story?
Stop it. You're killing me, man. I mean, even a movie critic's got to go see movies they don't think they're going to like. So
I just never got around to it. It's not one of our family classic movies. We watch Elf, we watch Polar Express, we watch Christmas Vacation.
You know, I watched Polar Express. I made myself watch it here, and I just couldn't get into it.
It's not that good.
I mean, it's almost looked at as a classic, and I just don't.
It was all right when I was a kid, but watching it now, the animation is.
I guess just because Tom Hanks' voice is in it.
Tom Hanks is great.
That's what everybody thinks it's all that. So anyway, we'll go over some movies that are coming out and get Aaron's take on some movie that probably most of us will never hear about. But we'll hear about it. And I was going to come up with a list of Christmas movies.
Okay.
Whether or not you've seen them, maybe some of the favorites.
Die Hard?
Which I understand is considered a Christmas movie.
It is.
I have seen it, yeah.
It's a great Christmas movie.
Yeah. So all that's coming up tomorrow at 11 o'clock right here on Litter Media Live on Facebook Live. Don't forget, I'll be back at noon today with our pregame show for the Litter Media Radio Friday night game between Circleville and Tays Valley. All that just a little less than an hour away on Litter Media. For Aaron Glandon, I'm Mike Smith. See you in about an hour.